Okay, so have you ever like stood in front of the mirror and been like, what haircut would actually look good on me?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, it's like I feel like we've all been there.
Totally.
And this deep dive, I'm excited because we're diving into this article called Pasted Text, and it's all about finding the best haircut for your face shape.
Cool. Yeah,
So,
I mean, haircut can really change like your whole look. It's not just about trends or whatever. It's like how does it work
silly.
with your features?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like how this article broke it down by face shape. Like that's the first thing it talks about.
Mm-hmm.
And it lists 7 main face shapes:
Mm-hmm.
oval, round, square, heart-shaped, diamond, oblong, and triangle.
Okay, so like why is that the starting point? Like why is that
Right.
so important?
Yeah, why face shape?
Well, I guess it's kind of like you think of your face shape as like the canvas,
Okay.
and then the haircut is like the artwork. So like a good haircut, just like a painter would use like, color and brush strokes to make something beautiful.
Yeah.
You can highlight certain features
Yeah.
and make it look more like, balanced,
Yeah.
harmonious, all that.
Yeah, that's a really good analogy.
Thanks.
Like, I never really thought about it that way before, but it's like, you're right.
Yeah.
It's like your face is literally the starting point for the whole thing.
Exactly.
I also thought it was really cool how in the article they used a bunch of celebrity examples,
Oh, yeah.
which I think is super helpful because it's like, okay, you can tell me like get a layered cut,
Right.
but if I see like, Reese Witherspoon with a layered cut, then I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Totally.
Like it kind of makes it a little bit more
like a peanut
relatable.
butter. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So speaking of relatable, let's talk about oval faces
Okay.
because the article calls them the lucky ones.
Yeah. The lucky ones.
And it says they can pretty much pull off any haircut.
Is that actually true?
So they do have a lot of versatility, that is true,
That's
because their faces are, like, balanced.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even the lucky ones can benefit from something that kind of, like, enhances their features even more.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
It's like even if you have a perfectly proportioned canvas,
Yeah.
a really skilled artist can still do something, like, really special with it.
Totally. Yeah. Like even if you're starting off with a good base,
Right.
you can still like make it even better.
Exactly.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
So what about round faces then?
Okay. Round faces.
Because I know like a lot of people with round faces,
Yeah.
they want to like create that illusion of length.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make their face look a little bit longer.
Yeah. Less round.
Yes, exactly.
So, like, layered cuts can help with that
Okay.
because they add volume, like, at the crown of your head.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes your face look longer.
Right.
And then also, asymmetrical cuts.
Okay.
Like, one side longer than the other can kind of add some angles. Oh, interesting.
And draw the eye downward so it
Yeah.
appears longer.
I'm picturing Emma Stone right now.
Yeah.
She always has those, like,
Yeah, side swept.
side swept looks, and she totally rocks it.
She does.
Okay, so that's round faces.
Mm.
What about square faces?
Square.
Because the article talks about softening the angles,
Right.
which I thought was interesting wording.
Yeah, so square faces, they have that really strong jawline,
Mhm.
and their forehead is about the same width as the jaw.
Right.
So to soften that, you want to create movement and texture.
Okay.
So like textured layers can really help.
Yeah.
Like when they cut the ends of your hair at different lengths, it kind of breaks up those sharp angles.
Okay.
And then side swept bams too
Yeah.
can help by like hiding part of the forehead
Right.
and making that line a little softer, less harsh.
So, like, visually breaking up those lines.
Exactly.
I bet, like, long, loose waves would also work well with a square face.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Angelina Jolie.
Olivia Wilde,
Totally.
they do that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, heart-shaped faces,
It's heart-shaped.
wider forehead, narrower chin.
Yeah.
What are we trying to do with those?
So you want to balance out that wider forehead
Wow.
with the narrower chin.
Mm-hmm.
So one way to do that is to add volume around the chin area
Oh, yeah.
so that it looks visually wider.
Gotcha.
So shoulder length cuts can work really well for that,
Okay.
especially with layers that start around the chin.
I feel like I'm getting a visual.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
You got it.
And then Reese Witherspoon, she always rocks that layered bob,
Yes,
and it looks so good on her.
it does.
Okay, so that's heart-shaped faces,
Mm-hmm.
diamond-shaped faces.
Diamond-shaped faces, those are the ones with those amazing cheekbones.
Right.
So with those, we want to, like, play up those cheekbones
Okay.
with styles that frame the face.
Right.
So shorter length cuts, again, are really good,
Oh, okay.
especially with layers or waves
Mm.
that add movement and draw attention to the cheekbones.
So like a soft halo around those cheekbones.
Yes, exactly.
All right, oblong faces.
Oblong.
Okay.
What are we doing with those?
So those are longer than they are wide.
Right.
So the goal is to add some width and volume to balance out the length.
Okay.
So basically visually shortening the face a little bit.
Gotcha.
So like layered bobs are good
Mhm.
because they add volume at the sides, and then it makes the face look whiter.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And what about those little side-swept fringes? Would those look good on an oblong face?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because
Ah.
they break up the length of the face and add softness.
So it's kind of like distracting from how long the face is.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, we have the triangle faces,
Okay, try.
which the article says is like wider jawline than forehead.
Yeah, you want to balance out that jawline with the forehead.
Okay.
So layered cuts that add volume up top at the crown can help with that.
And then long side-swept bangs can also soften the jawline
Okay.
and draw attention up to the eyes instead of down at the jaw.
Like Scarlett Johansson.
Yes.
She always has that.
Yeah, the bob and the side-swept bangs. It's like her signature look.
And she's got that triangle face shape.
Totally.
Okay, wow. I feel like I'm learning so much about face shapes right now.
It's all about understanding the principles and then seeing them in people, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. No, this is great.
Yeah.
I feel like we should move on to the FAQs.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because the article had a bunch of those.
Okay.
And I think that's when we can really get into like the nitty
Real
gritty
practical stuff.
practical advice.
Like the things that people really want to know.
Yeah, like I have so many questions.
Okay, good.
So yeah, let's dive into that next time.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned.
Part 2.
All right, so FAQs. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I feel like these are where we get to like the real juicy stuff. The stuff that people are really wondering, you know?
Totally.
Like, what about me?
Exactly.
What about my face?
Yes.
So one of the things that people ask a lot about is like round faces and which haircuts are like
Oh, yeah.
the best for round faces.
Because it's such a common face shape.
Right, exactly.
So like, what's the verdict?
Well, they really emphasize creating length and angles.
Okay.
So like those layered cuts, the angled bobs, side-swept bangs,
Yeah.
those are really good for round faces.
So it's like, it's not necessarily about avoiding certain haircuts.
Right.
But more about like...
choosing the right variation.
Yeah, choosing the right version.
Yeah, like
That's going to work.
the one that's going to give you the length and the angles.
I got it.
Rather than just like a blunt cut, you know?
Right, yeah, okay.
That's just going to make your face look even rounder.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, what about heart-shaped faces?
Heart-shaped faces, yeah.
Are they better with short or long hair?
That's a good question.
That's what people want to know.
Yeah, because I feel like heart-shaped faces are interesting because it's like they have that wider forehead and the narrow chin. So I'm like, which one is it?
Well, the good thing is they can actually rock both.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both short and long.
Interesting.
The key is just balancing out the wider forehead with the narrower chin.
So it's all about the balance.
Always about balance.
Got it.
Like you can do a pixie cut on a heart-shaped face,
Okay.
but you would want to add some volume at the crown and maybe some side-swept bangs.
Oh, okay. So like you can still do the pixie,
Yeah.
but you just got to style it the right way.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So we talked about the lucky oval faces earlier.
They're lucky ones, yeah.
But is there like a most flattering haircut for them?
Even though they can wear anything.
Yeah, even though they can pull off anything, is there one that's like...
Yeah, so
oh, good.
a shoulder-length cut with face framing layers.
Oh.
Always a good choice.
Nice.
Long bob's nice too.
Classic. Timeless.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, this is a question I think a lot of people have. Can you really pull off a pixie cut with a square face?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
The article actually specifically says that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like they address that.
Cool.
So it can look really cool, especially if it has texture and layers.
Okay, to soften those angles.
Exactly, exactly. So you're not like hiding your features or anything.
Right,
You're
right.
working with them.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, good to know.
Okay, diamond-shaped faces. Are there any styles they should like definitely avoid?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, so they say to avoid styles that add too much volume at the top
Okay,
or width at the sides,
got it.
because it can make the face look wider than it is.
Right, overwhelm those delicate features.
Exactly.
Got it.
So you want to stick with those face framing layers, cuts that really highlight those cheekbones.
So no poofy hair for diamond faces.
Yeah, not too poofy. No big wide curls.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, last question. Are there any haircuts that look good on literally everyone?
Ooh, that's the holy grail.
Right. The magic haircut.
Yeah, like, tell me this secret.
If only.
Yeah.
So there's no magic haircut,
Okay.
but there are a few that are like universally flattering.
Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah.
Universally flattering.
Like long layers.
Okay.
Classic bob.
Mm-hmm.
Side swept fringe.
Classics for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
They just work.
They just work.
But here's the thing. Face shape is important,
Yeah.
but it's not the only thing.
Ooh, okay, I was going to say.
There's more to it.
There's got to be more to the story.
Yeah, you got to think about your hair texture,
Oh, right.
your personal style, and your
Wow.
lifestyle, too.
Hair texture and lifestyle. Okay, yeah. I hadn't even really thought about those.
Yeah, like imagine somebody with super thick curly hair
Yeah.
trying to get the same haircut as somebody with like fine straight hair.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to work.
Totally different.
Right, and then lifestyle too.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're somebody who's really active,
Yeah.
you don't want a haircut that's going to require, a ton of styling every day.
Right.
Like you're not going to have time for that.
Yeah, it's got to be practical.
Right,
Okay,
exactly.
so it's like you might find the perfect haircut for your face shape,
Yeah,
but then if it doesn't work with your hair texture or your lifestyle,
right.
then it's like,
It's not going to
yeah,
work.
it's not the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the article sums it up really well. It
Yeah.
says, like, the best haircut is the one that you feel most confident in.
Yeah, that's so true.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, it's like if you feel good,
Yeah.
that's what matters.
It's all about confidence.
Yes, confidence is key.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about face shapes.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about techniques, celebrity examples, FAQs.
All the things
We covered a lot.
we did.
What does all this mean, though, for like the
Yeah.
listener?
Like, how do you actually use this information?
Yeah, how do you take all this knowledge
Right.
and translate it into an actual haircut?
Well, I think, like, now you have a better understanding of your face shape
Mm-hmm.
and what works for it.
Yeah.
So you can start, like, experimenting with different styles
Right.
more confidently.
Yeah, and like if I'm looking at hairstyle ideas online or whatever,
Yeah.
I can now look at them and be like,
Yeah.
okay, would that work for my face shape?
Exactly.
Like, oh, that has those long layers that I need.
Yeah.
Or-
You're like a stylist now.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
It's like I have a secret decoder ring for haircuts.
Yeah. You got it.
But it's not just about the technical stuff.
Right.
It's also about your personal style, right?
Totally. Yeah.
Like if you're drawn to a certain look,
Yeah.
even if it's not like the textbook style for your face shape,
Yeah.
you should still try it.
Try it out.
Yeah, you never know.
You might love it.
So it's like a mix of knowing the rules,
Yeah.
but then also like breaking them strategically.
Scout.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
And then also remembering like hair texture,
Yeah.
life
Well,
or
all those things. But it's not just about face shape.
it's the whole package.
It's the whole picture.
This has been so fun. I feel like I learned so much.
Me too.
This was great.
Yeah. I love talking about this stuff.
Any last words of wisdom before we sign off? Maybe final thoughts for the listeners?
I would say now that you know all this stuff
Yeah.
about face shapes and haircuts,
Mm-hmm.
what one hairstyle are you going to try
Ooh.
based on what you've learned?
I like that. That's a good challenge.
Yeah, like what are you inspired to do?
If you're feeling brave, share it with us on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Hashtag the deep dive.
We'd love to hear it.
And then don't forget to actually schedule that salon appointment.
Yeah, go get that haircut.
Put all this knowledge into action.
Make it happen.
All right. Well, this has been awesome. Thanks for joining me.
My pleasure.
Until next time, happy styling.